Okay, team, it is Thursday, the 6th of February, 2025, and it is 6:56 a.m. So yesterday was an 11 out of 10 day. 11 out of 10. Couldn't have been better. So, had an awesome day yesterday. We had our just crush load of work in the morning, did exactly what I needed to do, had an amazing workout, like kind of just started getting back into a little bit of cardio, got back on the bench press, pull-ups, just like getting back into it. So pretty sore today. We're going to go and have some breakfast together now in a second. And then we had a absolutely insane guest masterclass. So we had Austin, who's one of my longest clients that I've been working with him for 1.5 years now, and I helped him quit his 9 to 5 earlier this last year. So he quit. He finally went full time, and then at the end of last year in Q4, he came 14th out of 100 contestants in Alex Hormozi's private scaling cohort for Skool, where he was with the biggest creators in the world, and I think he managed to pull in like 70K or something in Q4 revenue. So it's been an absolute pleasure, and he's a fantastic storyteller. He has been really diving deep into like the reason why he kind of became a creator was because he saw Russell Brunson manage to make 3 mil in a single like live event, just by pitching a webinar. So yeah, we went through the kind of like classic storytelling framework. He gave my clients an insane freebie. He's got a swipe file of recordings of webinars from all of the biggest people in the industry. So we've got Hormozi, Dan Henry, Becker, Ovens. He's got gave us a little swipe file. So that is one of the huge benefits of being surrounded by people who are better than you in different ways. So I know it went down an absolute storm last night with the clients, so couldn't have ended off the day better yesterday. But today's Thursday, and yeah, so we've got a fun day today. Let me show you what we've got on the cards. So Thursday, this morning. So yesterday, the thing I wanted to do, which I didn't get done, was project management. So I got a bunch of my client work done that I needed to do, which was finishing off implementing my new CRM system. Today we are going to be doing finalizing goals and projects and adding them to Asana. So we're moving that here, and then we'll have a workout in the afternoon. I haven't looked at my app yet. I'll look at that in a sec. And then I've got a call with a potential one-on-one mentorship client, so that's an inner circle client. So for any of you that are interested, that's where I basically am your business partner for a year. And we get on calls, a 1-hour call every single month. And if you're interested in that kind of shit, because it's for people who, so Jazz is interestingly another former dentist, but it's typically for people who are further down the line. So I don't think you need one-on-one calls until you've reached, 30, 40, 50K a month. I just think you can, I didn't need it, you don't need it. But some people who want to scale or pivot their model, so we're speaking to Jazz today. Scale Book Club. This is our first Scale 20 book club. So this is our first book club ever. Really excited. We're going to be digging into psycho-cybernetics and then Scale 20 onboarding. So we're onboarding a few of the new clients who joined this year. So I think we got Cassie, Ben, Saro, Christina, who are on that onboarding workshop today. It is going to be an absolute belter of a sunrise this morning. Maybe the best that we've seen. But today I wanted to talk to you about limiting beliefs. But before we do that, we're going to go grab breakfast. So let's go grab some breakfast, and then we'll come back for the sunrise. Let's see if this will keep on tracking me. Okay. Multitasking here. So 2 new things that I did yesterday. So okay, it was also an awesome day because it was my mum's birthday, as I said, and I showed her that I got her these clubs, these golf clubs. So these are the TaylorMade Carleas, like the best of the best female golf clubs you can get. Really sick spider putter that comes with that. So absolutely stoked to have, let's I guess put this up here. Let's see if that works. Okay, so we're gonna make breakfast and I'm gonna talk to you about the two biggest limiting beliefs that I've had to crack to scale my business past, 70K in December per month. Yesterday, though, was two new things that I added to my life that I've never done before. One is I've got a meal prep service now. This one's called Thrive in the UK. I'm not trying to be an influencer, by the way. I'm just I've wanted to do this for years. And I had the first one yesterday. It was like a korma. The thing about these, which microwave meals can be light, as in these feel heavy. So it feels like you're getting a really decent meal. And we're gonna have breakfast today. So I could have scrambled eggs and turkey bacon. So we're gonna go for that, or waffles, but we'll keep waffles for tomorrow. So that's one thing I've got. And then the other thing I got, which came yesterday, is a Whoop band. So one of my biggest goals, which is because I flubbed it last year, is get into the best shape of my life. It's really been the last time I was in really good shape was during COVID. That was when I got my PR 5K run time. I managed to get 18 minutes 18. So I was pretty light then. So I want to get back down to a sub 25K this year. We've got the Ibiza half marathon, and I want to do Murph on my birthday, and then High Rocks we've got at the end of April. So like I said, I'm going to be following just the High Rocks training plan. Let's get this in the microwave. I've got the biggest microwave of the fucking planet, by the way. Check out this monster. This is an absolute, look at this. How fucking huge is that? Okay, it's 1:30. Okay. I've got unfinished business with that. Last time I was in really good shape was probably 2020 or 2021, and then before that was 2012. So it's been a long fucking time since I've been in ludicrous shape. I'm really sore today. I also am doing a 20-minute pliability. So I've got the pliability app, which I use at the end of every workout. So it used to be called ROMWOD. I've never used it before, so this is the first time, and it's actually been sick. It's really chilled out kind of yoga. You're just holding static poses. Very nice way to end a workout. So I've been really loving that. It's called the Pliability app. I think it's $15 a month or something like that. Those are Whoop and meal prep, Pliability. We're getting locked in. So let me tell you about the two limiting beliefs, the biggest limiting beliefs that I've had to overcome. The first one is money. The first one is about money. I showed you the book Dollars Flow to Me Easily yesterday. The reason I knew that this was, I highlighted this as one of the things that I needed to overcome to be able to make money, because I grew up in a family where we were not poor. My dad was a doctor. He was the first person in our family history to go to university, and my mum was a radiographer, so she would scan pregnant women's tummies when they were so they worked in the medical industry, and that's why I went down into the medical industry myself. And the crazy thing is that you could earn more money as a doctor and a dentist back in like the 90s than you can now. Like just an average dentist or doctor, which is crazy. So that followed me very well. My grandparents, my dad's parents, his dad was an orphan, so he didn't know his parents. He grew up in a workhouse type environment in the 30s, like Oliver Twist style. And, I've spoken about this before, but he was in the Navy as a young teenager, and he also had like a glass eye. And I realized last year, or 2 years ago, when I was so stressed out, I couldn't afford rent, I couldn't afford fucking food most days. My eyesight in my right eye was like, I couldn't see when I was working at my laptop. I'd have to close my right eye and look just out of my left because my vision would be so blurred in my right eye. And I realized, I was like, I don't know how my granddad lost his eye. I realized we never spoke about it. He just had this glass eye that he could pop out, and it was fucking freaky. And all of a sudden, I remember 2 years ago, I was freaking out. I was like, is this it? Am I just going to lose my fucking eye like my granddad did? And I also, on my grandmother, my dad's mum, so my granddad's wife, she was blind by the end of her life. They fucking had one eye between them, which was... And they used to drive around, and my grandma was the driver, and my granddad didn't have a license because he only had one eye, and my grandma was basically blind, and my granddad would tell her where to steer in the passenger seat with his one eye. So we found that out at one point, and we were like, "Fuck, we are taking the car off you." I ended up getting that car. It was a 1990 Rover Metro 1.1S. I drove that car for about 6-7 years until I ran it into the ground. Right, let's taste this bacon, or turkey bacon. So it looks good. It's got potatoes and eggs. Fuck. This should have been... The meal I had last night, the prawn korma, was unreal. This is also unreal. It's just blowing my mind. And the cool thing is I just need to scan that and it just goes straight into my Fitness Pal. Holy shit, that's unbelievable. The turkey bacon is like, what the heck? It's like that Chinese kind of like pork. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so my mum's parents emigrated from Kenya. So I come from my mum's, they were an Indian, so my grandparents from that side are Indian, but they lived in Kenya. And they emigrated to the UK when Kenya went to shit in the 1970s. And it was really sad because it split up my mum's family. So my mum had 6 siblings. She was one of 6, had a twin sister, two older sisters, and 2 younger brothers. Sadly, one of my uncles died 2 years ago now from cancer. And it was really sad because the 2 older girls had just got to the age of 18 or I think 19, and they weren't allowed to travel with the rest of my family back to emigrate to the UK. So they had to go to Canada. So it split the family up, which is really sad. Really, really sad. And so what I'm getting at is my family don't come from money. And they won't mind me saying that. And so growing up, I was accustomed to hearing many of the classic kind of like beliefs around money that I now no longer hold because I've had to challenge them and learn and understand what money is. And one of those was I grew up and despite us we weren't poor, and in fact, I felt like I grew up very privileged because I saw the sacrifices that my parents made. I we still grew up in a family where money was, the beliefs around money were twisted because of just it's the classic stuff of money is evil. People who chase money are evil. Money is bad. People who have money are bad people. And so I grew up with that. And so what I realized was, last year I was like, if I don't address this with my parents, and tackle it head on with them and say, hey, look, this is where I want to get to and what I want to achieve. And if I didn't get their blessing, I would never I wouldn't scale because I keep self-sabotaging myself, because subconsciously I would understand that, or subconsciously I would be like, well, my parents have not given me my blessing to do this, and they would think I'm an evil person if I made this much money. And so I remember at the end of last year, I took them out for dinner and I explained to them, I was like, just a heads up, this is where I'm aiming to get to next year. I'm forecasting to make at least £75,000 per month. And I think they were just hoping that I'd make £75,000 in a year, because they know what shit I've been through in the last couple of years. And fortunately, they, parents ultimately just want the best for their kids, and as long as they're happy and safe, fuck yeah. And so, yeah, they gave a really pleasant response, and gave me my blessing, gave their blessing. So that was the number one limiting belief that I had. And now that I know that I have my parents' blessing, I can scale without fear of their judgment. So I will not self-sabotage myself around that. I mean, I might self-sabotage myself with other stuff, and I've got to address those. My other limiting belief that I had was around my lack of creativity. So when I was 12, at school, we had to make a decision on what we were going to study for our exams when we were 15 years old. And I remember I was in my art class, and my art teacher was like, I don't think you should study this. And it's because I couldn't draw. Like my drawings, my handwriting, I just wasn't good. It just, compared to some of the girls and boys who made really nice looking drawings, I didn't. And this was where a fucking seed was planted. In my head at that time, art and creativity were the same thing. Art and creativity at that age were the same thing for me. So when my teacher told me that I shouldn't do art because I wasn't capable, in my head what that meant was, you're not creative. So you're not going to be a creator or do anything creative. And it's really funny because I remember a few years later, we were in my grandparents' house and we were looking through, my dad's a surgeon, and we were looking through some of my dad's old stuff. And my dad was like, the reason he was the first into university is that he is he's definitely not autistic. He's just fucking intelligent, just extremely intelligent. I'm very lucky both my parents are extremely hardworking and both very intelligent. And we found this drawing that my dad did when he was a kid, or when he was, I guess, a teenager or something. And it was a drawing of a racehorse. And he would have made this drawing back in the 70s, early 70s, or late 60s. And I shit you not, This drawing, pencil drawing of a racehorse, looked like a fucking photo. It was unbelievable. And I'll never forget that. I was like, holy shit, Dad did that. Because we had no idea. Like, we had no idea that he was, I assumed he was like me, wasn't capable. And turns out Dad was extremely artistic and creative. So let me go show you something. We're going to go take this with us. Let's see if we can not fuck this up. Okay. So it was... Holy shit, the sunrise is unreal. So it was only until maybe the beginning of last year, 2024, where all of a sudden I kind of looked at the evidence of my life. And I've been making videos, and I'd had, for the last, 10 years. When I was a dentist, I was trying to become the best cosmetic dentist in the world. I wanted to be the most technically skilled, and I got mentored by the most skilled in the UK for a year and a half. And then I worked on my skills, and I specialized in a very specific type of dentistry, which was minimally invasive aesthetic dentistry and making teeth look like teeth by using white filling material. And I was a complete nerd on this stuff. And I've had cases posted online. And within a year, I was teaching people in the UK how to do this stuff. I was sponsored by a couple of cosmetic dentistry brands that would hook me up with loads of gear. I was like a sponsored athlete, within a year out of university, and it was unheard of. And I remember I made a video, and I was lecture, and I was like, okay, let me make a demo video and take some of my lecture slides. And I made a video and I put it on my YouTube channel. And it was the very first video that I ever did. And let me go to my studio so you can see this. And let's go to content, and let's go all the way back to, you can see, actually, let's see if I can do it a different way. Let's go, let me just search for it. So this is the first video that I ever posted. July 21, fuck's sake. July 21, 2014. So more than 10 years ago now. And this video is a 5-minute 56 video. And this is going to have a copyright strike because of the music, but I made this video showing people how to, I'm going to turn the music off in a sec, showing people how to sculpt. And I literally showed people, keep in mind, this thing is like a centimeter wide. This is microscopic levels. And I showed people how to sculpt. This is me sculpting at a microscopic level. And I, with a microscopic paintbrush, and making a tooth look like a tooth again. And yeah, I guess I was one of the best in the world at this at the time. And the proof was that this video has over 640,000 views. And at the time, this was 10 years ago, no one was posting dentistry content. No one was posting content like this. And so I was, when I talk about, I've been making educational content online for 10 years, I'm not joking. I have, quite literally. I remember I was posting on Instagram 12 years ago, teeth stuff. So I've been in the online education game for over a decade. And I remember thinking last year, I was looking at this and I was like, for the first time in my life, I was like, well, hang on a second. In your head, are you saying you're not creative? I remember I also had a video last year that got over 100,000 views on my YouTube channel. And I thought to myself, hang on, the evidence suggests that you are in fact pretty fucking creative. And it was only last year, at the beginning of last year, where I finally was like, I looked at the evidence and I was like, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Not only am I creative, I am fucking extremely creative. And that was the second limiting belief that I crushed. And I believe those two limiting beliefs are the reason, crushing those two limiting beliefs are the reason I've had success in the last 6 months. And I will continue to have success this year and beyond. But the whole point of wanted to showing you that is I want you to think about what are the beliefs that you hold from your upbringing that are limiting you from making progress. And you need to think about this stuff. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to cut this here, but I'm going to show you the sunrise because it is ludicrous. Let me turn off the lights quickly. Holy shit, it's like fucking, this looks like goddamn Blade Runner set. This looks like Blade Runner level shit. Holy crap. Okay, you guys know I love the sunrise, that's why I picked this, but anyway, look at that. Okay, that's it for today. That was sick. As always, go check out the video either in that corner if you want to learn about how my model works, how I'm able to do this, run this business and continue to grow it. It's my entire 6-part mini series that'll tell you exactly what to do. I truly believe you should work with me one-on-one. I'm the best decision you'll ever make. I know that now because all of my clients are crushing it and everyone's copying me. So it means I'm the source of truth, motherfuckers. That was sick. And I will see you in the next one.